So it has been rumored that Colby Covington will fight Dustin Poirier at UFC 309. It's rumored that the fight has been done and booked and will be announced. And I'm surprised. I'm surprised because, your average MMA fan, as well as a good amount of popular MMA content creators, have flocked to Dustin Poirier's side immediately as soon as they caught wind or caught word of this fight, happening. And yeah, I'm quite frankly surprised. I think there's much more that needs to be thought about before a decision can immediately be made. I think this is like the same thing happened when Gaethje versus Holloway was announced, where everybody just flocked to Gaethje's side because of how long Holloway has fought and how many punches Holloway has taken and all this shit. That being said, I don't blame you. Dustin Poirier, is armed with a lot of plot armor. This is his last fight of his career, so he's gonna make it a good one, go all out, all that stuff, and I see that. I for one even think the smart choice would be to choose Dustin because of how much is going for him. But if you don't know already, I'm gonna live on the edge, and I'm gonna go with Colby. I'm not a Colby fan. I feel like I say this all the time about so many fighters that I'm not a fan of them, and that should then justify what I'm saying. But I want to let you guys know, I'm not a Colby fan. I'm not. I haven't been since he fought Leon. I was before because I was a fan of the Colby of old. The one that was a great wrestler, would mix in striking. He would really just go toe to toe with you, and he was hungry, and he was mean. And, in the octagon now, he looks fucking terrible. Or at least he looked terrible against Leon. He decided to abandon what he usually does and adopt the fighting style of a really shitty kickboxer who likes to just break his foot in the fucking first round and not really throw much and just kind of, do enough, or at least try to do enough. And it was embarrassing, quite disgusting. And what made it the most disgusting for me was that Dustin could have won that fight. He really could have won that fight. Because if you look at Leon, when he just fought Bilal at UFC 304, Leon is not fucking hungry. He's not a hungry guy. He doesn't have that much heart in the fights. He's skillful, but if you really take a lot of the stuff he uses away from him, he'll dwindle. He'll wither away by the final round. He'll wither away. And some fighters don't do that. Jon Jones doesn't do that. Some fighters will give you everything they have till the final fucking bell, till the final 10 seconds. They'll fight you tooth and fucking nail. You could break their arm and they'll still fucking throw at you like JDM. But anyway, I think Colby, this fight is entirely reliant or dependent upon whether Colby decides to adopt his old fighting style or continue to utilize this shitty, useless kickboxing nonsense. And that's why I feel like it's so hard to make a decision, and that's why I'm not immediately flocking to Dustin Poirier's side. I think Colby has a real chance if he decides to fight the way he fought Kamaru Usman. Because if you look at it like this, Dustin, I think, is going to have the edge on the feet just because of how great his boxing is alone, okay? So he'll be able to use the sweet science, you know what I'm saying? Like he'll be able to throw his elbows up and use that good counter offense with boxing. He'll be able to counter shots well and defend shots well. But I think if Colby could just kind of keep up a bit, he doesn't have to fucking match everything Dustin throws at him, but keep up a bit, throw back like he did against Kamaru, and mix in takedowns, actually get takedowns against Dustin, which I think he really can do, and hold Dustin to the ground for a while. Doesn't have to be, every round, but mix in a good amount of takedowns and keep up a little bit with the striking. Again, not right there with the striking, but just behind with striking. I think Colby can make a good enough case to win the fight. And that's why I'm going to go with him. I'm going to go on the fucking wild side, live on the edge, and go with Colby Covington. I think he can do this. As great as Dustin is, because he is great, and he is undoubtedly a UFC lightweight legend. as great as Dustin is, he's on the way out. He's on the way out. You know, he'll put everything he has into this last fight camp, but he is on the way out. Colby has a lot more to do. He is getting up there in age, but he has more to do. And I think he could at least try for the belt one more time. I know the UFC hates him. Everybody hates him. Even I hate him. But I think he can get to the belt one last time if he goes back to the Colby of old. Especially if he goes back to the Colby of old before this fight, which he needs to do. He needs to adopt his old fighting style and fight against Dustin like he fought against Kamaru in his second fight against Kamaru. Mix in the takedowns. Go for those takedowns. Mix in the striking. Don't be scared to throw back. Have good exchanges. Keep throwing at Dustin, even though Dustin will throw at you. And again, mix in the damn takedowns. Mix them in. That is definitely required. That being said, it's going to be a good fight regardless. You know, I think it's definitely a likable fight. And as much as everybody might tell you all the fucking time, oh, Dustin starches him, there's no problem for Dustin this. It's all UFC plot armor. It's all just feelings and heart over what could actually happen. Because Colby can actually, if he decides to do what I just said and go back to the where he has fought, he can pull a win out of the fucking hat. He can. And then maybe, just maybe, make a case for somebody's belt, which again is a tall order, but anything is possible in the fight game. Anything. So I'll take Colby. I'll take my chances. And I think if he does what I keep on fucking saying he should do, he could win this thing. Let me know what you motherfuckers think down below.